The revision of admission of partner, right? So from scratch to the end, we will try to move in today's class. Maybe we will not be completing the entire chapter in one day, right? It may take few days for us to complete. At least we need 4 to 5 days where we can discuss the theory. Then we will be discussing the practical problems of 6 marks as well as 12 marks, right? And there are no practical oriented questions from admission of partner. So today's class is going to be very important from the perspective of examination, right? So can we start?
Yes, sir.
So first, what is admission of partner and why it is done? You know that when we refer to the Indian Partnership Act 1932, a partnership requires minimum 2 partners to form, and we can go up to 10 partners in case of banking business, and up to 20 partners in case of non-banking business. Okay, so now if this is the case, now actually this is untrue now, because now the maximum membership has become 50. There is no bifurcation of banking entities and non-banking entities. So what we can be assured is, what we can do now is we just follow NCERT, which says that 10 in case of banking and 20 in case of non-banking business. Okay, so now after understanding this, see, assume that we 4 or 5 students have started a partnership business. So we may, when we are 5, we have scope of adding 5, 15 as the case may be. So whenever we add a partner to our partnership, it is called as admission of partner. Now question arises, why the 5 becomes 6, 7, 8? There are reasons, and one of the major reason for few major reasons. So one बोलूंगा तो गलत होगा, right? ಒಂದೇ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ತಪ್ಪಾಗ್ತದ್ರಿ ಅದು, right? So more than one other, right? The major reason why we go for admission of a partner is number one, when we need finance, or we say capital requirement. We say capital requirement. The second need for which I can go for admission of partner is when I need workforce. Actually, workforce can be gone through, like उसको हम क्या कर सकते हैं, employ भी कर सकते हैं, but there are certain work which needs ownership, which need a owner to be done. So at that time, workforce, or we may say that managerial requirement, because usually managerial post पर कौन होते हैं, owners होते हैं. तो managerial requirement जो होता है, this is one of the reason to admit a partner. Then third one, there are many, right? But the third one, which will be the last one to quote, that is when by admitting a partner, the firm's goodwill will increase. Sometime to increase the goodwill of a firm, what we do? We admit a partners. Are you clear with this point? So these are the 3 major reasons why we admit a partner. Then question arises, see, we are not going to discuss here emotional things. See, what happens after a partner? So we will be very happy because a new partner. वो सब हमको नहीं चाहिए. Who we are? We are accountant. We are the emotionless people. हमारा काम क्या है? Account करना है हमारा. Right? नी येन माडी हैंग बंदी है तो गोतिला. कितना पैसा लाया, कितना गया, कितना असेट पे इफेक्ट पड़ा, लायबिलिटी पे इफेक्ट पड़ा, कैपिटल पे इफेक्ट पड़ा, ये सोचना ही हमारा क्या है? अकाउंट्स है. Are you clear? Right. So now, let's begin. तो इतना तो हमारा हो गया कि the requirement of finance है और बाकी सारी चीजें हैं which makes us to admit a partner. Right. So next thing. What happens when a partner enters into the business? मतलब जो accounting changes होते हैं, right? We need to consider. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ ಎದ್ರಾಗ್ರಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ right the changes we see in accounting when a partner enters into the partnership business right so let's start I name it as effect of admission so हम इसको नाम क्या देंगे it is the effect of admission when a partner is admitted into the partnership business, number one, there will be change in profit sharing ratio. क्या होगा बताइए? हाँ, there will be change in profit sharing ratio. Okay. So we will deal with how this will be done and all that we will discuss. Right. Then number two, there will be revaluation of assets and liabilities. Revaluation of assets and liabilities. Okay. Then number three. Treatment for goodwill. Right. And the next is distribution of reserves and surplus. And the last one is capital adjustment. What is that? Capital adjustment. So these are the things. There are many other changes, right? But whatever I am quoting here, they are the important ones. What they are? They are the important ones. Right? So let's start. So first is the effect of admission of partner. So first is change in profit sharing ratio. So what is this change in profit sharing ratio? Let us try to understand. See, whenever assume that there are two partners who are sharing profits and losses in a ratio. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ರೇಷಿಯೋನಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಸಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾರೆ ಸೊ ಜಬ್ ನಯಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ आता है when new partner enters he should also get some share in the profit. So that share of profit will be given by the old partners. Then the profit sharing ratio will change. And to give him profit, the old partners sacrifice their share. So that we call as sacrifice ratio. And the new ratio is called as new profit sharing ratio here. That means the new ratio obtained after their sacrifice is called as NPSR, that is new profit sharing ratio. Are you clear with this point? पक्का है ये बात? Right. ये दोनों को बाद में फिर से डिटेल में देखेंगे. But at this moment what you need to understand, there are two aspects in this change in profit sharing ratio. One is the sacrifice ratio and the other one is new profit sharing ratio. Are you clear with this point? Next, revaluation of assets and liabilities. Remember how much ये बहुत ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಸುನೋ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಹಳ ಲಕ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಇದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಇರ್ತಾನಲ್ರಿ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ whom we have admitted, how much capital he has to bring depends on the balance sheet. Or you can say depends on the assets and liabilities. So if you consider the old value of assets and old value of liabilities, because the conventions say that we record on the basis of historical cost, मतलब हम पुराने कॉस्ट को रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, not the current one. तो वैसा करेंगे तो हमको एक्चुअल कॉस्ट मतलब कितना कैपिटल लाना सही में मालूम नहीं चलेगा. मालूम एक फिगर आएगा, बट दैट विल नॉट बी द राइट वन. Okay, so to ascertain the right amount, what we need to do, we need to revalue the assets and liabilities. So इससे क्या होता है, revalue the assets and liabilities. इसका मतलब क्या होता है, क्वेश्चन आता है, व्हाट इज द रीवैल्यूएशन ऑफ असेट, मतलब जो पुराना असेट है उसका आज का वैल्यू क्या है, वो ज्यादा हो या कम हो, बट रीवैल्यूइंग दैट. सो द रीवैल्यूएशन ऑफ असेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज will lead us to two situations. One is the profit and the other one is the loss. So what is this profit and loss? For example, I bought a land 10 years ago when we started the firm, but today the value of that asset, so assume that उसको मैंने 10 lakhs में खरीदा था, आज उसकी वैल्यू 1 crore rupees है, तो with the revaluation I got 90 lakh rupees profit. So that is the profit. I bought a machinery 10 years back, उसका वैल्यू मेरे बुक्स में 30,000 है, पर आज का वैल्यू उसका 10,000 है सिर्फ. सो देयर इज अ लॉस ऑफ 20,000. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? तो ये होता है द रीवैल्यूएशन ऑफ असेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज will lead us to two situations. One is the profit and the other one is loss. Are you clear with this point? Next, goodwill. Sir, what is goodwill? That question will definitely arise. Sir, goodwill क्या होता है? Right. So here goodwill is, now मैं आपको सिंपल में बता देता हूं. Now just now I said, like how much he will bring, that depends on what? The value of assets and liabilities. Assume that the total, ये बात बहुत ध्यान में रखो, right? The total value of asset is 1 crore and the total value of liability is 40 lakhs. Okay, then the total worth of the business is 60 lakhs rupees. वो बिजनेस का टोटल वैल्यू कितना है? 60 lakhs. Okay, so assume that in that 60 lakh a partner is admitted for 1/5 share. For how much share he is being admitted? 1/5 share. Then it will give us how much? 12 lakh. So the partner is supposed to bring how much capital? 12 lakhs. But if he brings anything more than that, more than 12 lakhs, if he brings anything more than 12 lakhs, then that will be called as goodwill. Did you understand? Then how to treat that goodwill, we will be learning in the next classes. Are you able to understand?
Yes, yes.
Right. So ये भी आपको clear हो गया? पक्का है? Then next is distribution of profits and losses.
Distribution of reserve and
हाँ sorry, no problem. Distribution of reserves and surplus. That surplus involves two things. What it involves? It involves profit and it involves loss, क्योंकि नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है. एंड रिजर्व क्या होता है? रिजर्व प्रॉफिट का वो पोर्शन है जिसको हमने अभी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं किया है. आर यू क्लियर? राइट. क्या है? हाँ, जो मतलब रिजर्व प्रॉफिट का ही एक पोर्शन है जिसको हमने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं करके फ्यूचर के लिए निकाल के रखा है. बट रिमेंबर, बिफोर द पार्टनर अराइव्स, दैट नीड टू बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड टू ओल्ड पार्टनर. क्यों? क्योंकि बाद में आने के बाद ये भी दो बोलेगा ना, लेकिन इसका कुछ उसमें हिस्सा है ही नहीं, तो इसीलिए उसको पहले क्या कर देते हैं? डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देते हैं. आर यू क्लियर विद दिस पॉइंट? नाउ, सो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस, रिमेंबर इट इज डन टू whom? इट इज डन टू ओल्ड पार्टनर्स. याद रखो, इट इज डन टू ओल्ड पार्टनर्स. एंड हाउ इट इज डन? इट इज डन इन ओल्ड रेशियो. याद रखना. ओके, सो ये रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस, राइट. सो रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस जो है, इसको किसको हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं? दिस विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड टू ओल्ड पार्टनर्स. And in what ratio it will be distributed? In old ratio. I hope you are clear with this. No doubt at all. Okay. So next, इसके बाद capital adjustment. Capital adjustment. So what is capital adjustment? Let me tell you. Okay. Capital adjustment वो होता है जहां your capitals after admission, your capitals after admission will be adjusted in new profit sharing ratio. Will be adjusted in new profit sharing ratio. So there will be two types of capital now. One is the actual capital. जो आपका कैपिटल अब तक बना हुआ है उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? एक्चुअल. और दूसरा होता है ये कैपिटल जिसको हमने क्या किया है? कैलकुलेट किया है. You are able to understand? This one is called as actual capital and this one is called as the calculated capital. बट जो फाइनल कौन सा होगा? ये कैलकुलेटेड होगा, बिकॉज दे हैव आस्क्ड अस टू एडजस्ट द कैपिटल. कैसे? इन न्यू प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो. राइट. तो फाइनली रखना किसको है? द वन विच इज कैलकुलेटेड. आप समझ लीजिए, मैं आपको सिंपल बताता हूं. माई एक्चुअल कैपिटल इज 100. माई एक्चुअल कैपिटल इज 100. But required capital is 80. Then we tell this partner that you take 20 rupees. तुम 20 rupees ले लो, क्योंकि तुम्हारा है कितना? 100 है, पर तुम कितने सॉरी रिक्वायर्ड कितना है? 80. तो 20 ले लो, बन जाएगा कितना? 80. अगर यही उल्टा हुआ,
120.
राइट. एग्जाम्पल, एक्चुअल 100 है और रिक्वायर्ड कितना है? 150. तो हम उसको बोलेंगे देख भाई, तेरा तो सिर्फ कितना है? 100 है और चाहिए कितना? 150. सो प्लीज ब्रिंग 50. सो दीज आर द स्पेशल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ एडमिशन ऑफ पार्टनर्स, जिनको हम कैसे स्टडी करेंगे? इन डिटेल स्टडी करेंगे. ओके. तो इसी के साथ ये सेशन हम कंप्लीट करेंगे. अभी 1-2 मिनट बाद फिर से और एक सेशन चालू करेंगे जिसमें हम क्या डिस्कस करेंगे? द चेंज इन प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो. ओके. तो चलिए, तो थैंक यू फॉर दिस सेशन.